Well, hello and a very warm welcome to Business Today TV. I am Chetan Putaji. Well, Mahindra has come out with a set of numbers. Profit up 24% to 4376 crores and reporting it's one of the best quarters. And I'm joined by Mr. Rajesh Jejurikar, the ED and CEO Auto and Farm Sector at Mahindra Mahindra. Thank you, Mr. Jejurikar, for speaking to us at Business Today. First question, congratulations on the strong quarterly performance. What were the key drivers behind the 32% year-on-year profit growth? And of course, the consistent SUV sales surge, especially when the industry is actually looking at softening demand.
Chetan, thanks and good morning, and good to be on the show with you. It's always, of course, better when we've come out with a very strong set of numbers, which we all feel good about. So, you recap the numbers, so I'll just kind of try and focus on the story behind them. So, I think two, three key things. One is, we showed a very strong SUV performance. We grew 22%. This was on the back of, strong products that are there in the market to track very closely. So, our products are doing well. The electric SUVs have done well as well. So the SUV portfolio has done well. We gained market share, and our revenue market share this quarter went up almost by over 5 percentage points, 27, at number one position again. The tractors had its highest ever market share in a quarter. So we had a 45.3% market share, which is the highest ever quarter market share. The LCV market share grew as well by a very healthy number to, over 50% again. So the three core businesses of ours had very strong market performance. While doing this, we also manage margin very well. So, the auto standalone margin without electric SUV manufacturing subcontract had a margin of 10% again. The farm standalone business had a margin of 19.8%. So strong margins, good market growth, of course, leveraging operating, getting benefit of operating leverage as well.
Right. Sir, if I may ask you on, of course, the tractor numbers, sir, because tractors are majorly a sign of rural economy, be it increasing, be it decreasing. But yes, we are seeing some demand, some pent-up demand coming in. But yes, the fundamentals are strong, but the demand is still not really picking up. What are you attributing this to, and when do we see a final uptick in the rural demand, sir?
Yeah, so we are seeing a strong pickup in rural demand through quarter one. That is a season, for tractors, and tractors had a very good quarter one with good strong growth. So we feel good about rural demand improving. The factors that are at play here are the monsoons, of course, which everyone is tracking, and the monsoons are 7% above long period average. The other enabling factor is the spending that the government is doing in rural, especially public distribution system. So that's a strong enabler, which is also putting money into the rural market. That is beginning to drive rural demand positively, and we are seeing the effect of that
Right.
on the sales.
Sure, sir. And of course, we've been seeing that now you have overtaken the closest competition to you to become the second largest manufacturer, and of course by sales. How do you feel, and how you want to maintain this milestone, sir?
So we've spoken about this earlier, Chetan. We've got set of objectives that we have for ourselves. A lot of our objectives are around how do we make sure we hit the sweet spot with our customers through our products, and what is the core of our product offering. And in the case of SUVs, it is about giving authentic SUVs, which are adventure ready and have a certain unmissable presence on the road. When we have a strategy like that, then we stay very focused on how we will be number one revenue share, because our average price point is higher than others for SUVs. Now, because that strategy is working well, it is giving us an advantage today to make us, also the number two passenger vehicle company, as you said. But that's not our, going in objective, because we do realize that over a period of time, if we are playing that volume game, then we have to be in segments in which we are not, which may be the smaller cars or micro SUVs, which we've chosen consciously not to do. So we stay core to our objective, which is, staying strong, having the right products, and products which support our brand DNA, which is what I just played out with. So of course,
And
we yeah.
last question before I move on to the other main part, sir. Four straight quarters of 20% plus profit growth. What are you? What's being constant at Mahindra, where you are constantly maintaining such consistency, and where do you see operating leverage improve further?
I think we stays on some basic principles, which is keep cost tight so that we don't let uh, get too carried away with success and keep adding costs. So we keep our cost structure very tight in the business. Uh, we focus on making sure that volume momentum continues. So where we need to make a correction in our value proposition, either by way of introducing a new variant or by creating some excitement in the market, we do that. So it's working around some good strong basic principles of keeping costs tight and making sure value proposition to the customer doesn't get affected. And of course, the innovation pipeline, the technology that we're trying to bring into the country at very affordable prices, so customers get the value of that. So these are some basic principles we try to follow, Chetan.
Noted, sir. And margins have remained steady. However, we didn't do the numbers, so the margins have remained steady despite rising input costs. What is the magical spell that's happening here?
Yeah, so one is, of course, we try to control other costs, but we do worry right now about the commodity inflation that is there in the environment, especially steel prices are worrying. They've gone up 6% in the quarter one. So we are very mindful right now that the commodities are getting into an inflationary trend. I think the bringing in steel prices under control should be a very important parameter because
So in times to come, do we expect some price rise because steel is forms about 67% of?
yeah, we just took some, Chetan, and if needed, then we'll of course have to take some more. But the steel trend is worrying right now.
All right, got it, sir. And sir, with XUV 700 and Thar continuing strong runs, what's the outlook for ICE versus EV at Mahindra by in the next 3 to 4 years? What's the outlook? Because we see a new launch happening almost every year and entirely different new platforms. So, how are you maintaining the strong mix of both the products, sir?
Yeah, so right now in quarter one, actually electric SUVs was 8% of our total SUV, which is a good trend. If you remember, we have been talking about by 2027, 20 to 30% of our portfolio will be electric. We are right now at 8%, which is a good start. That's been the first full quarter that we've had of electric SUV sales. Our objective is that it will be a balance, and 20 to 30% of our portfolio will be electric, and the balance will be ICE, and there's a very strong pipeline of both ICE and EV.
And also, sir, fantastic response to the two new EVs, the 9E and the B6. Sir, but of course, the question remains on the charging infra and the entire ecosystem. Any more measures are you undertaking? Because it's been almost a year since we saw the launch. Any more measures are you undertaking to establish the ecosystem further? And what is the consumer feedback with the two new EVs?
Yeah, so customer feedback, Chetan, is very positive. The couple of points I want to flag off. One is the fact that we have 79 kilowatt hour and people are getting a real world range of in city driving about 500 kilometers is a very big positive for overcoming range anxiety. We are also seeing over the last 3 months that the ease with which now customers are able to set up home charging or office charging has definitely gone up from when we started in March and third week of March. So their customers and the system around them, at least for home charging and office charging, is definitely getting better. For most customers, if you have home or office charging in place, and you don't really in most usage conditions don't need more than charge more than once a week. It's actually lesser time than you need in a petrol pump. I mean, just the frequency at which you have to go for a fuel refill, the charging frequency is lesser than that for most customers. So this is actually a quick, strong enabler. We are also seeing a lot of charge operators now getting active and charging infrastructure coming up. We also see a very good support coming in from the government where there's a very strong momentum and an action plan to create big charging hubs on critical long distance routes. This will help, critical long distance travel as well. But today there may still be a barrier on taking an EV, but we're finding a lot of our customers. I mean, we've sold right now. We've been in the market just 1.5, 3 months. We already have several customers who've crossed 10,000 kilometers. They are doing that kind of driving. So that's a testimony to the fact that there's it's it is very doable. In fact, one of our colleagues in the auto journal space right now is on his way to Leh, and he's actually encountered no problems. He's been on a road trip for the last 4 days, and is even done charging at the highest point in the country.
All right, sir. And hopefully, we'll also get a vehicle to go to Leh as soon as possible. Moving on from India, regarding the India UK FTA, sir, do we see if auto duties, of course, are eliminated and reduced? Do we see UK or EU becoming a major exporter of Mahindra, considering we have a great set of duties coming down? How much impact are you seeing?
So Chetan, UK was on our horizon of markets that we wanted to go to with our electric portfolio, and certainly that is something we're evaluating to do, and doing full market study and what it will take to launch there. And over a period of time, we would want to look at the EU as well once we are ready with our left-hand drive option.
Okay. And also, sir, two big things. Lastly, with you on, of course, the rare earth supply chain. Are you getting affected because considering we have two new EVs rolling on the streets, and of course, the demand is getting hotter? Are you affected with the rare earth supply? And if yes, what is the plan to source, and where are you sourcing it from?
So Chetan, we've taken several mitigating actions. We are completely covered right now for the current quarter, which is Q2, and the next quarter, Q3. There are a couple of components that we need to take care of for Q4, which we are reasonably confident that we'll be able to do. So multiple mitigation actions have been put in place by us to overcome this.
And of course, sir, the Trump's tariff warning of 25%. I know the auto parts industry already falls under 25% purview that has been signed earlier. But you have access to the North American markets as well. So are you affected, and what is your reaction on that, sir?
Yeah, Chetan, so we actually don't have it's not a material part of our business from our total volume or profit impact, and beyond that, I will go to comment at this stage.
But as an auto industry, sir, any comments, sir?
No, not at this stage, Chetan. The news is just coming, so we'll let that settle.
All right, sir. And lastly, we will be meeting, of course, again. But how about the festive season outlook that's coming up, sir?
This time the festival season starts early by end August, so it starts with the Onam and August, and the Navaratri is not that far away. And we are hoping that the overall sentiment and mood will be very positive by the time we come to festival, and we look forward to an exciting festival season.
All right, Mr. Jejurikar, thank you so much for joining our business today, and many congratulations, by the way. Your brother, good news we got from Mr. Rajesh Jejurikar, wishing him all the best from us as well. Well, that was Rajesh Jejurikar speaking to Business Today on, of course, the set of earnings, on, of course, key critical issues of rare earth supply magnets, and, of course, a record-breaking number from the quarter. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us.
Thank you, Chetan. Lovely being on the show.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share, and subscribe.